Non-Invasive Ventilator SwasthVayu. We have a spokesperson, Mr. Jaipal Reddy, and our guest, Dr. Prasad Rao. Let me introduce them first before we start the press conference. Mr. Badam Jaipal Reddy, the Managing Director of Apollo Computing Laboratories Private Limited, or ACL, is a topper in MTech Electronics from NIT Warangal. Subsequently, he served prestigious organizations like ISRO and NRSA for over a decade. He donned the entrepreneurial cap by establishing ACL in 1992 and helped it into one of India's leading strategic electronic manufacturing companies in the last 3 decades. ACL made significant contribution by way of design and development of major electronic systems of Agni series 1 to 5, safety armament mechanisms for NAR, Astra, R and Helena missiles, the prestigious NCA program, GSAT 2 and 3, ground system of ISRO and several more. All these initiatives led to saving of millions of dollars of precious foreign exchange for the country. Mr. Jaipal Reddy is a consultant for the Malaysian Center for Remote Sensing and an Israeli company for compact systems development. He is a member of Program Studies of Usmania University, Kakatiya University and REC Warangal. He has several acclaims and publications to his credit. I welcome Mr. Jaipal Reddy. Now let me introduce Professor Dasari Prasad Rao. Professor Dasari Prasad Rao is a recipient of the prestigious Padma Shri Award from the Government of India. He is a renowned cardiothoracic surgeon. He was the former director of Nizam's Institute of Medical Sciences, Hyderabad, and held other esteemed positions like secretary and later president of the Indian Association of Cardiovascular Thoracic Surgeons. He is currently the chairman of Nano Hospitals Private Limited. I welcome you also, Dr. Prasad Rao. Thank you. I would request Mr. Jaipal Reddy to take it forward.
Very good morning, everybody, the entire press and respected Dr. Prasad Rao Garu. Today we want to unveil a production model, a massive production model of SwasthVayu, non-invasive ventilator. Basically, what is a non-invasive ventilator? What is a ventilator? There is a lot of confusion in the whole world. So basically, what happened now in the area of COVID-19 situation? So people, they went simply to ventilators, and ventilator is nothing but going to the death. The 50% of the people who go on ventilator will die because of the sedation, because of the anesthesia they give. Because the patient already is an infected patient, infection will increase because of the sedation given and inserting the pipe, rupture, and all these things, lung gets also affected. And invasive ventilator is supposed to be used only in the case of mainly for doing operations, surgery, and the patient is unconscious. This so happened in our fraternity because of the lack of knowledge in the entire world. Initially what they have done, they went on using the invasive ventilators, but which is not warranted. So in that way also we lost a lot of lives. So now coming to the COVID situation, so what is the COVID situation? One of the major, this one is, see, you have the COVID running for 14 days or whatever. So in the first 1 week, once you sense that you are affected, positive affected, because you are not having the smell, you are not having taste, you have some symptoms like headache, body pain, stomach pain, all these things. Then what is the remedy? First you must observe what is your SpO2, the oxygen saturation levels. So when the oxygen saturation levels are below 94, it is better that you should be hospitalized. So if it is above 94, you don't have to hospitalize. You can get cured in the, that's what every one of us know now. Okay, now coming to this, when the oxygen saturation levels are below 94, what should you do? So what is happening in the majority of the cases in India, across the, during it happened in the, across the globe also initially, they went to invasive ventilator. So putting the person to sedation and then putting on a ventilator for so many days. So they more hazardous. So now what is actually required is when the saturation level is going down to even to 80%, even to sometimes 70%, as long as the patient is active, patient is as long as the patient is in active condition, we can try non-invasive ventilator. We can try through the mask, face mask. Then once he is trying to show the improvement, then you can continue with this non-invasive ventilator. Supposing there is a patient with 65% oxygen saturation levels. Actually, you are not supposed to go with this type of non-invasive ventilator. But however, we can try. We can try because every patient is different. So now you start apply this. In 15 minutes, you know, improvement is going on. The 65% you move to 70% in 15 minutes system. 75% you move to 80%. Then 80% afterwards now to go to 100% will take 3 days. So now once the improvement syndrome is visible, the moment you see the improvement syndrome, you can put the patient on the non-invasive ventilator, thus avoiding the tedious invasive ventilator. So basically the non-invasive ventilator to protect the patients not to move towards the severe conditions. So before you go to severe conditions now, you get into this oxygen saturation going down. So this way, the small and tiny equipment is going to help the patients and save a lot of lives. So with this background, I will introduce a machine called SwasthVayu, non-invasive ventilator. This is a technology transfer from CSIR, Council of Scientific Industrial Research, CSIR, National Aerospace Laboratories, Bangalore. So we have jointly developed a very innovative product, and first of its kind in a way, you will see now. Now you have, this is what is the so this machine is right now 2.8 kgs of weight. So now you have the backside, you have the what is called HEPA filter. This HEPA filter removes the contamination in the air, and normal contamination is removed. And then you have the motor assembly here. After motor assembly, we have here what is called intermediate stage. So we introduce a filter called intermediate stage filter. So this filter is basically used for any corona droplets are there. This is a bacteria, antibacterial filter here. So if there is any corona droplets are entering through the around the patient, they come to through this, it will enter into the patient airway. With the patient airway, so now the patient will not have any effect from the neighboring surroundings. So now there is a neighbor, the patient is on this machine. When the patient is on this machine, what happens now? He is breathing the air under pressurized conditions from the environment in the hospital. So there is a next bed maybe the corona patient with different variants maybe there. So that also enters through the airway and comes to the patient airway. Patient will breathe. It will affect the patient. Sometimes the patient is not a COVID patient, it may be suspected patient. He will get a patient. So to avoid this, from the environment, we will not allow any corona droplets or any of the contamination to enter into the patient body. This is one of the innovative things. It is not there anywhere in the world. So this one. So we are blocking the contamination to enter into the patient airway in the entry itself. That's one part of it. The other part of it is the patient is inhaling and he wants to exhale. When he is exhaling, if he is the corona patient, he will be expelling good amount of corona droplets. So that will again come through the outlet. Okay, then you will spoil the environment and also will spoil the attending medical personnel. To avoid this, they will introduce one more filter here. That means now what are the bunch of the whole mass of corona droplets coming out of the patient are also filtered. So that means now neither the patient is getting infected by the neighborhood, nor the patient is going to infect the surroundings. That way, it is well protected environment. This is one aspect of it. So that's why it is called the one of its kind. So now, some of the major features of this is, you see, this is it operates with battery, 2 to 4 hours. So now you can carry the patient in the ambulance, in the bus, again the train. So 2 to 4 hours is a big time. So once the power goes also, it will work. So now that is one of the major this one is it has got a power, a lithium-ion power backup for 2 to 4 hours. It has got an input contamination removal. It is not affecting. Output side also is not affecting the patient. Patient is not getting affected. It is not affecting the neighborhood. And then there is a inbuilt 2 to 4 hours power backup. Makes it very flexible. And is a lightweight 2.8 kg. So now other features in the small low-cost version, we got 6 alarms here. The patient is not breathing, or the patient some conditions are there, and the power, the backup power is going below 33%. Also we get alarm. So alarms are there, input filter is there, output filter is there, battery backup is there, and it is a low, very lightweight. This makes it very ideal for this COVID-19 pandemic situation, saving the people like it. One mission can save, in average maybe can save minimum 20 people can save, minimum. So now the way we design here is, for every patient, we will remove this, that job is. We have to remove this input filter, we remove this tubing, this entire set has to be thrown out. But even though this can be used by doing proper cleaning, but we know that cleaning means people will try to misuse. They don't. So we suggest the entire thing to be removed. So then the operation of the we have got now 3 modes here. One mode is called a regular CPAP mode. That is for a normal sleep apnea mode. Then we have the bi-level positive airway pressure. In that we have the timer mode, and we have what is called bi-level positive airway mode, spontaneous mode. So this spontaneous mode is the one which is used for COVID application. What is the spontaneous mode? In the spontaneous mode, the machine is going to synchronize with the patient breathing. The patient is breathing at certain rhythm, certain rate. It will get synchronized with the patient breathing, and it will pump the air, pressurized air, along with the oxygen. So there is an oxygen inlet here. The oxygen inlet, you will connect with the oxygen here. So you can connect the oxygen up to 15 liters per minute, to 17 liters per minute. So basically this machine is for not for severe patients. It is only for moderate and mild corona patients. See, basically the most of the patients who are mild and moderate, they move towards the severe. So I can say by using this machine, you can preempt majority of the patients not to move towards the severity, and not to move towards the ventilator, and not to move towards the death. So this is what is the concept of this. So the oxygen inlet is oxygen and the pressurized air together enter into the patient airway under spontaneous mode, which is synchronization with the patient breathing. And now patient stops breathing. Let us say, when the patient stops breathing, in the case of spontaneous mode, the machine starts breathing in a time interval. So that way, it will protect the patient for some time. And one of the applications, just now I am imagining one more one. Suppose now today you don't have oxygen, the patient is in a very critical condition. Okay, and you don't have oxygen, I don't have oxygen to connect to my oxygen port also. Then what we can do, this machine can be used under pressurized air condition for such patients. Still, you can keep the patient alive, maybe 1 to 2 hours because of the pressurized air. So this way, it works as standby in the such a, by the time oxygen will come in. So the machine is very so easy. So you got a therapy, you can run it, it will take not more than 5 minutes for any Like I want to run, it's running now. Running. Now I can get that. Now if I don't wear the machine properly, now there is alarm coming because this is open. The moment I put this one, alarm will go. Now there is you can see there is alarm. You can see the alarm coming. Alarm one is coming here. Because this is open. So this machine is actually non-vented mask. Because leakage should not happen. The corona doctor should not leak from your sheets here. So with the moment I put now, you see the alarm has gone. So now alarms are there at various conditions. What is this is open condition, and then the open condition also we have alarm, and the power is dropping below 33%. Also alarm comes. This is not a notebook computer. In the notebook computer we have no power and coming down, we get alarm, and also alarm comes on various patient conditions. This is one equipment, and we have supplied. We have supplied this machines. All of you must be knowing. The Delhi government in November 2020, they purchased 1,200 numbers of these SwasthVayu non-invasive type of ventilators for the 9 major hospitals in Delhi. Now we have supplied lot of equipments to Jharkhand, and we have supplied to lot of private